Welcome to the Thresholds of Reality, the podcast where we explore unexplained and mysterious events, phenomena, and legends. Today we are joined by a near-death experience survivor, Lena, and she has acquired special abilities since her near-death experience that she wants to discuss with us today. So strap in as we explore the edges of the unknown. But today, rather than play our normal intro, Lena has offered to share a message for our audience. So we're going to let her do that right now.
Thank you so much, Sam. Actually, it was a big surprise for me because I didn't expect to do prayers today, but Spirit actually asked me this morning to read this prayer out loud for everyone. And this is actually one of the prayers that is I've written on my card as well. One of the cards. This gratitude prayer is to God. I respect each and every God, and so I do not use names per se. I just use the source and God and Creator, so everyone can join and everyone can understand that their God is important. And as long as you believe in something that is higher than yourself, you're golden. So here it goes. Gratitude to God, the great creator, the one who formed physical and non-physical worlds. Today, I'm grateful for the opportunity to express my thoughts and feelings, beliefs and knowings. Today, I'm grateful for my eyes to see the best, for my ears to hear the kindest, for my nose to smell the aroma of God's presence. Today, I'm grateful for my heart to love unconditionally. I'm grateful to God that I'm safe and healthy. I thank you, the God, for my family, that it's near, and for the good people that are around me. Today, I thank you, the source, for the love and light you provide for me. I thank you for giving me a quiet moment to work on myself so I can extract the best version of self from all the realities possible. I believe the creator of all worlds is on my side. I believe that all physical and metaphysical worlds will align for me in just right way. I believe that all conditions, people, weather, angels, archangels, God, and all beings of light will conspire in my favor to deliver what I saw in my visions. I believe Creator is always present with me, speaking through me, looking through me, living through me, and healing through me. I know that my faith is so strong that no person, no place, and no vibration can change that. No matter what I have at the moment or don't have, no matter at all, I know that everything will go according to God's plan. God's timing is always the right timing, and I trust it. I've seen the glory of the Creator. I've seen Creator beauty shine. I've seen open doors to magic and prosperity. I already possess all the qualities I saw in my visions. I declare my strength today. I declare that I'm not an ordinary person. I am the channel for God. I am God's word in His presence. I'm God's eyes and ears. I am God's love. I'm calling all the forces of light and all the forces of God to come down right this minute and fill me with God's light unseen to any human. I'm calling on my prosperity to come forth. I know that wealth is right at my door, and all I have to do is open it. I believe I will thrive and accumulate wealth and wisdom that I will be sharing with many. In God's name, I'm order all seen and unseen worlds in every dimension to lay out the best plan for my life's purpose here on earth. I order all energies of the light to support me and guide me for the greatest of all good. I choose to be light today. I choose to be shine today. I choose to prosper today. I choose to be present today. And I choose to love today. Thank you. Also, a couple of gratitudes here. A couple of gratitudes to light workers who saw my light and joined. Linda, Myrna, Ed, Melissa, Richard, Adam, a few Lisas I know, Mark, Mason, Valentina, Kevin, Ray, William, my teacher, Mikhaila Gayev, and many others. Sorry if I forgot somebody's name. And of course, to you guys, gratitude to Sam, Kyle, and the behind the scene man, Kevin, who is holding space for the light and provides a safe environment for me and others to speak. Thank you, guys. Thank you so
All right.
much.
Very nice. Thank you. All right. So the first part of this interview is basically we want to know what happened to you. We learned that you experienced a near-death experience. What happened, and how long ago was it? Tell us the situation.
So in 2016, on November 17, it was just a beautiful day. It was nothing special, nothing different. I was pretty happy. I was seeing someone at the time, and I was pretty happy with him. So we had a date in an expensive restaurant. And as we were sitting there and getting ready to order our food, all of the sudden, as everything started going white for me, and I thought it was a panic attack, and I asked him to talk me down, but it was not working. Whatever he was saying was not working, and the light kept coming in from the sides, the left and right, and I was trying to fight it so hard. Like we always taught to fight from the day one practically of our lives. And of course, where I come from is Russia, and they teach us, never give up. So I was fighting whatever that means. I was trying to stay awake and not to give in to the white light. But at some point, I realized that the light was much stronger than me. And so I just told my partner, I said, I can't fight it anymore. And before I finished the sentence, I just faded off.
Wow. So why did you think it was a panic attack? A panic attack, was that something you had experienced before?
Yes, I've had a couple of panic attacks where it would help if someone would be comforting me. Yes.
Okay. Did you find out what was happening to you at some point?
So I have never found out what happened to me because I woke up and I was on the floor of the restaurant. People were standing around me, and I just did not want to make a big deal out of it. I just kind of wanted to sweep it under the rug and say, oh, I'm fine, and kind of shake it off and keep going. So that's what we did. I did not even consider the near-death experience till about a year and a half later. Yes.
Okay, so you didn't go to the doctor, you didn't go to a hospital.
Mm-mm.
You just shook it off, went home.
Mm-hmm.
And then what changed a year and a half later that made you decide that it was a near-death experience?
So about even 6 months after that, I started having different experiences. I started feeling energy from people. As an empath, I would just feel what they're feeling. And a lot of times it would be very negative feelings, I would get it from a child. If a child is crying away from me, I would get a very bad feeling of just being closed in a box. It's just weird how to explain it even. And I felt that I was picking it up from other people and sources as well, but I didn't like it, so I tried to shut it down. I tried not acknowledge it and sweep it under the rug again.
So had you had empathic experiences before this event, or did they start exclusively after the event?
I have been an empath all my life, but I've never really felt it like that before. I've been a very sensitive person from day one, and as I was a child, I saw colors when the names were mentioned, and I shared it with my mother, and she said, "Okay, that's fine." And I said, okay, well, I guess it's nothing, I need to pay attention to. So I just kind of didn't pay attention to it anymore.
So what got you to start paying attention to it, and like, did it build? Because it looks like you were kind of an empath, and then your experience kind of like supercharged it.
Yes,
So
correct.
so
So
go ahead.
then I was just curious, why was I having these weird things happening to me? After the feeling energy from people, the things just started escalating even more and more. I had a couple of premonition dreams that was very interesting to me to have something like that. And I just started kind of thinking about it. And one day, somewhere on Facebook, I read about this phenomena that near-death experiencers have a certain abilities open. And I was like, oh, wait a second, maybe that was what happened to me. And I started digging and I started thinking about it, collecting data, and just learning what and how and why. And go
Do
ahead.
you remember anything when? So you said you kind of everything went white and you fell. Do
Hmm.
you remember anything in that experience? Was it like? Do you remember like seeing any kind of angels, or like maybe like a guardian angel, or did like how long were you actually out? Oh, my headset fell. And what was the experience during that, or did you not have anything happen, or?
So I do not remember seeing anything. I was an atheist all my life. I didn't really believe in anything but myself per se. I was baptized as a child, but I didn't really care for Christianity. I felt like it was just, like many people do, that it was shoved down our throats, if you would. And I kind of wanted to rebel. Um, So, but I thought about my experience very intensively, and I thought about it often, and I was wondering why did it happen? But that was the wrong question to ask, it was a really wrong question. I should have asked what I can learn from it.
Mhm.
What, and another question I asked myself was, well, I could have gone in a coma and never woken up, and I had a 5-year-old child at the time. I was a single mom, so I should be grateful that I have woken up. I should be grateful that I'm not paralyzed, that everything is fine, that all I needed to learn is just to surrender and learn that there's something greater than me. There's some power that actually ignites me.
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool. I like
Wh-
that.
Okay, so then a year and a half goes by and things start changing for you. Is that or explain to me what happens a year and a half later?
So once I found out it was a near-death experience, I started learning more about it and seeing, what kind of qualities now I have, what abilities I have, what I can do with it, how I can advance it. And as I was learning about it, I've really wanted to isolate myself. Wanted to spend more time by myself, meditating. I wanted to learn, get hold of these abilities, and really just accept it. A lot of times, all it takes is just to accept what happened to you and surrender and relax and let it just come and flow to you. But I think that's the biggest problem of a lot of people, to just accept it, just
Mhm.
accept.
So what does that mean to you exactly to accept your gift or accept the change? What does that mean? How does that manifest in your life?
The first, what I was thinking is, I'm just God, correct? So I was like, oh, I can build my own life. I can, work myself and buy a house and get all these physical possessions that are fun. But after near-death experience, as I was thinking about it, what is important really, and I realized that physical possessions are fun and they're good, and we need means to do what we want to do, but it's by any means not a most important thing to have. And I started reaching out for something bigger than me. I started believing in something bigger than me. And I started just communicating, I guess, with spirits, if you would, or whatever is higher than me. And the way it would manifest is it would be a voice, but it would not be a real voice. You would not hear it in real. Well, I would not hear it in real life. It's still in my head. It's a little bit louder than my thoughts, but it's a little bit quieter than a real voice. And it would tell me things that then I may want to argue with, like today, for example. Today they said they read this gratitude prayer. And I was like, but wait, I'm shy, I'm not comfortable, not a public speaker. And they said, well, read it anyway, read it however you can. You have a voice, you need to voice it out. And so I did. Thank you, Rose.
So what was it like that first time? So that first time that spirit or higher energy or whatever spoke to you, I mean, like what was going on, and what was the first things he ever said, and what was that like?
So one of the first messages I had actually is, you can see a background of mine. This is my bedroom wall. And Thanksgivings in 2019, I decided to draw something on my wall. I got paint. Someone knew that I needed some shiny stuff. And I didn't know what I would draw. And I looked at the wall and I saw a big circle. And I said, wait a second, how can I see circle if the wall is white? And the circle was just there. And I said, okay, well, if I go to bed and wake up tomorrow and I see the circle tomorrow there, I will draw it. And so I woke up the next morning and I looked at the wall and the circle was there. And then I heard, and that voice that I heard was a little bit different than the usual voices I hear. Voice was a little bit more like a man. And it said, trust the process. And that's what I heard. And I was very surprised to hear anything in my head, especially a man's voice like that. So I went ahead and trusted the process, and I drew this circle on my wall. And now I just believe in the source that is a pure energy that we all are created from. That was the first experience, the first words of wisdom, if you would.
So what do these voices and these higher do to help you? Like, so is it like you're walking down the street, they're like, you need to help, or is it like personal to you that they're trying, or what do they do?
They are actually giving me all kinds of advices, unsolicited and solicited as well. They tell me things for other people, which I'm still learning my boundaries and learning how to not to butt in other people's business. It's a little challenging for me because, once I get a message, I just want to pass it on. And I, of course, accept only good messages or encouraging messages for others. Or a lot of times they also would give me very practical exercises for people, what they need to do or address. It is very interesting how they just give me this information. They also give me information for my own self and guide me. They have guided me to write 3 card decks already. 3 card decks. So, and
what do you mean by card decks? Like tarot card decks?
So they are not tarot card decks. They're help card decks. I actually have the faces of here. First one they had me write was 14 days to happier you. It's little exercises, 14 cards with little exercises that just help you raise your vibration, maybe think you a little bit more about something that you may have not thought about, and just sit quietly and absorb the positive vibrations.
Okay,
you
so
know.
they're not like tarot card decks that we're used to seeing. They're more like affirmations, like you draw a card and it has certain activities or affirmations on it.
Yes, like for example, one of the exercises on my 14 days to happier you is it's called silly exercise, and so you have to write 10 things that you're grateful and not grateful for. So you basically write 10 things, whatever you want, and just trust the process, how it works, and it will work. So the second deck is Rescue Your Inner Child. This deck has 11 cards, and that deck took me a little bit longer to write because I kept asking my spirit guides how they want me to package it, meaning what they wanted to be the face of the deck. And they said, they didn't give me answer for a while. So I meditated, and eventually they said, make it like a board game, you know, so each tile person would take out each tile or each space after they finish it. So I was very grateful for the playful format that they gave me. And the third deck is actually not printed yet, but it will be this month. Third deck was a total surprise. So spirits contacted me sometime in the middle of December this past year, and they said, we want you to write gratitude prayers for the whole month of January. And I said, well, what do you mean gratitude prayers? You know, I'm not a gratitude prayer writer. I'm not really that good at, doing prayers. And January is packed with events for me. You know, I had a family trip, I had another retreat planned. And I said, I will be super busy. And funny, they said, well, you better start now then. They said, start ahead writing, the gratitude prayers ahead so you can, be ahead of game. And then it was up to me to take it or not, and I said, okay, I accept this mission. Yeah, I will do it for you, and I will do it for me, and I will do it for collective to raise everyone's awareness and to raise everyone's vibration, so we can elevate all together.
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier on that you weren't a big fan of Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
How has this experience or these experiences affected your view on religion or in general or Christianity in particular?
What happened was, after I thought about it for a very long time and had communication with spirits, I came to conclusion that it doesn't matter what everyone calls their God, that I shall respect each and every God, as long as person believes in something higher than them, and I would gladly pray with them to their God and would use the name of their God, and that's fine, because we have nothing to fight about. Religion is not a battleground. Religion is supposed to, give you uplifting feeling. It's supposed to inspire you to be a better person. And so I believe that the core of it, I should really recognize and not be hung up on the words Jesus, Lord, or whatever other gods are out there for everyone.
Right. Go ahead, Con.
I was just going to say, so you said the voices told you to do that gratitude prayer at the beginning and do it at the end. Is there anything else they told you to be prepared for the interview? They didn't do anything else to help you, or they said just that's what you need to do and that's it, or they say watch out for that Sam guy.
You're funny. Well, they actually did not tell me anything else. No, and I did not even expect them to say anything about gratitude prayers. I did have a little list written out, of what I've really wanted to touch down on this interview, because I actually was called to you guys. I was called to say yes, and so I did. Hmm.
And and when you commune, like, what's the preparation for you to get in a state of mind where you can communicate with the energies or the spirits that communicate with you?
Oh, thank you so much, Sam, for asking me this question. I actually would like to share with everyone that spirits, or I should call them angels because they're good spirits. So them, why not angels, right?
Sure.
So angels, they are very kind and they are very gentle. They will never do anything or scare you anyhow, anyway, and they want to communicate with each and every person. They want to help you carry your mental bags with you. That you can just hand them your bags, and in order to do that, you have to be first grateful. You have to start with gratitude to elevate your vibration. So, and the second you have to do is you have to be happy. You have to celebrate, because let me tell you, this is a very easy way to understand. Imagine this is like a tall building, right? Tall building with 13 floors, for example, and you're in the elevator. So angels and God, they reside on the very top levels. Angels reside in about level 9 to 13, right? And then God is, of course, on the very top. So in order for you to communicate with higher spirits, with angels, you need to elevate yourself there. So you get in that lift and you go up, and the way you go up is through gratitude and through happiness. You have to be in a good state of mind. You have to be in a happy state of mind. If you need to sing and dance a little bit, do a little bit gratitude to divine, and maybe some song of some sort.
So when you refer to elevating your vibration,
Mm-hmm.
is there something specific that you're referring to, or is it just kind of your attitude, or um, a sort of subset of your consciousness that you're referring to?
It can be anything and everything that personal to a person. It can be, like I said, a song, a good memory of something, anything positive, but it has to be a feeling. It can't be just a word. You have to translate it in feelings. Once you have a happy feeling inside of you, you want to hold it. You want to understand that this world is for you, that Creator made this all for you, and you're co-creating it with the Creator as well. And that should put a little, pep in your step.
A little pep in your step. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is that I am a religious person, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
but not by intention, but by experience. I'm sort
Mm-hmm.
of a materialist. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Where my experience in life has been largely, not entirely, but largely limited to the things that I can see and feel.
Yeah.
Um, and we've had lots of guests come on our program and talk about vibrations and raising their vibrations. It's a phrase we hear a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the thing that I'm curious about is, how does somebody like me approximate the experiences that you feel or that you go through if I don't know how to do that?
I
I'm
can
open
tell.
to it, right? I'm open to it, but I just don't know how to do it.
I can totally relate to you because I'm the biggest skeptic there is, and a lot of times I still question: is it real? Is it just me? Did this just really happen to me? I always question this. I mean, because I think we're in this society, we're just often put as crazy, but I don't believe there's crazy. There
Okay.
is
Yeah.
really no crazy level. And the way you can achieve it is you can either have someone else guide you um, to the experience, they can help you to elevate with them. And you can also do meditations. You can do binaural beats. They are great to have different experiences. It really is just, I believe if you want to get there, you will get there,
So, okay. So we got a question from the chat. Rose asked, "Can humanity communicate with God through nature?" I'm not sure what she means by that, but whatever you interpret that to be.
Yes, I believe so. Nature is God as well. Everything organic is God, I believe. And you can be outside and you can communicate and get the universal breath, they call it, when you sit outside and you enjoy the beauty of everything and you start breathing very slowly in and out, and you can get in the universal breath with the earth, because earth breathes too. So with the birds, with the earth, with the sky, and you can actually feel very at peace and very calm when you get in that breath. So yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. And so when you find yourself in this kind of state, is it like a trance? Is it something else? Is it more of a heightened awareness? Is it the opposite of a trance? Is it are you seeing things that you normally don't see? Or you're hearing things you normally don't hear? What's the experience like physically?
For me personally, it's a lot of struggle because I'm very in my head. I always try to find the reasons why, how it works. And unfortunately, this is totally opposite. The spirituality is totally opposite of how it works. You have to trust, you have to relax, you have to just let in that energy. And it's still hard for me to just, relax and let it in. So I would just call gratitude. I would try to relax. And believe it or not, actually, very often I get my messages when I read my prayers. I feel like my brain relaxes then doing something else, so then I can receive the message.
And when you receive a message, what kind of application process do you go through to convey that message or incorporate that message into your lifestyle?
It can be many different things. It can be little things. It could be bigger things, like today, they told me read a gratitude prayer, and I accept that mission, and that's how I put it in my life.
Yeah. Okay. You mentioned that you will sometimes receive messages for other people.
Mm-hmm.
Have any of those sort of moments, or are there stories related to those sort of moments that you are willing to share?
Let's see. It was very interesting. Sure, yes, I'll share my last one. So I like to go to the sauna to detox and relax and swim a little bit. So, and as I was in the sauna, there was a few people in there, and this one gentleman came in, and I knew him prior, not very good, not as a friend, but I just seen him there before. And I knew he was in a car accident, and he's quite young too. And I was sitting next to him, and I heard the spirits told me, offer him angel therapy. And I was not ready to speak it out loud and offer this to him because I don't know how he would react to it. So I asked my spirits to clarify this for me, because at this point I also think maybe it's just my own thoughts, right? So, and I say, well, spirits, if you really want me to offer him angel therapy, I want to hear him say number 7. And as everyone just quiet down there for a minute, and then another gentleman started saying different things and started now naming numbers. He started saying, that grief comes in threes, and I was like, okay, well, if you believe that, that's what it's going to happen, right? So, and I said, no, I want to hear the number 7 from this exact guy. And as the time went on, they were talking about different things, and he never said 7. He did say different numbers, but never said 7. So I came out of the sauna, I went swimming, went into a steam room, and the guy followed me there. He came in there and he said, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. How long has it been? 7 or 6 months? And I nearly fell down. I said, what? I said, yeah, it's been a while. And then I said, well, now I have to keep up my end of the deal. I have to offer him angel therapy. And I said, hey, listen, this is what happened to me. I had a near-death experience. Now I can communicate with angels. And he was saying, oh, I'm sorry. I said, no, it's all good. It is what it is. And I'm just glad that I'm here. And I offered him angel therapy, and he was very interested. Yes, he's a light
Well, that's
worker for
great.
sure.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
And so, do you often have experiences like that? About how often do you run into people where you have a message to convey?
I have experiences like that pretty often. Yes, pretty often I'm connected to people online as well. I'm pretty active on Facebook in my group, and whoever reaches out to me, a lot of times I can connect with them, and I can guide and encourage them and inspire them, or help with some sort of exercise. What I do is I do prayer, and then I also ask God to give me information that I need to know for each and every person, whatever they need to know, to channel through me, and that I am an infinite channel for information.
An infinite channel for information.
Yes.
And as an infinite channel for information, does that mean that it's coming from one source or many sources?
It can come from any source, really. Angels and God also, they can communicate numerous ways. They can communicate through numbers. They can communicate through colors, through clouds. They can communicate through billboards, through songs, through books, through anything really, through other people as well. Sometimes they can send messages through other people. So I just accept being a channel, and I accept information comes from any way possible, and I just open myself as a channel, and then I receive the information. And sometimes they give me missions, to go to Goodwill and pick up a book, and I'm not even a reader, and they say, well, go to Goodwill and pick up a book, and then I pick up a book, and then I read 2 chapters, and I get what I need out of the book, the information, and I never touch the book again. That has happened before. Yes.
And as you have pursued these, side quests, the missions that you're given, you must have a certain sense of satisfaction. Have you run into anybody who then kind of becomes a student or a client of yours?
To be honest with you, I believe that we all are students and we all are teachers. We have different lessons to learn and different lessons to teach. And sometimes the lessons are tough lessons, sometimes they're pleasant, and sometimes they're unpleasant. There are a few bad things happen to me in life, and I chose to take it as a lesson, even though it was a very tough lesson. And so whenever people reaching out to me, I try to be a good teacher, but sometimes I do have to be a little bit tough and and tell the truth, and sometimes it's hard for somebody to hear or accept, and that's okay too, and I believe that they will accept it when they're ready.
Okay. Well,
Sometimes the truth hurts.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's an unfortunate experience that
Yes.
many of us have. Kyle, do you have anything else?
I was just going to ask, is there any way you could channel the spirits to give Sam some hope on his flag football team for next season?
We're doing fine now, Kyle.
I know.
Well,
I
go ahead.
have a flag football team. I coach my son's flag football team, and last year we had a psychic come on, and I asked her to predict when my team would win, and her prediction was pretty bleak, and it did turn out to be correct. But we're doing fine now. I'm not worried about my flag football team anymore.
Yes, that's really good. You have to let that energy flow. That's one of the biggest things that how you can prevail, the stagnant energy is you have to let it flow, and you have to believe, and you have to say it out loud, and you have to be sure that you believe that it's how it's going to be.
Yeah. I was yelling a lot last year, but I don't yell as much anymore. Okay, so one thing I would like to know, I'm sure our audience wants to know, is how do people find you on the internet? How do they learn more about your experiences and if you offer any services, how do they find about those?
Thank you so much, Sam, for asking this question. I actually have LenaMade Facebook account. I am working on my own website. That's in the works, maybe next month sometime. They can reach out to me through my email, lenak1111@proton.me. Those are about the only ways they can contact me and join me. And I would be very glad if people join me on Facebook and share with me their light and love.
All right, I'm going to put that link up for anybody who's interested in
Thank
joining
you.
Lena
Thank you.
On Facebook and finding out more about her experiences and the experiences she continues to have and share with others. We appreciate the time that you've spent with us, and you've got a closing prayer or message for us and our audience.
Yes, I actually would like to read a prayer. This prayer is to a few archangels, not all of them, but just a few. I picked out the ones that I really resonated with, and I wanted to voice it out today. The highest virtue of all virtues, the source of all life today, I'm calling on you. Today I recognize you, I acknowledge you, and I surrender to you. Today I realize that I cannot do it alone. Today I realize that I am not alone. Today I know that I am supported by the angelic realms that you have provided for me. I accept the help of the angelic beings, and with gratitude I let them in. I'm calling on you, Archangel Michael. I'm calling on you to come down right this minute and protect us from dark forces, demons, and all bad energy that may want to attack us at any time. I'm calling forth Archangel Michael to stand by us and break all the ties of the energetic cords, to give us bravery and strength to support us on our mission of bringing God's life into this planet. I thank you for bringing me the ability to stand strong in the power of God, truth, and free will. I'm calling on Archangel Gabriel to come down now and help us with the communicating properly our knowings and visions, to relay the information that was given to us by the God's grace to elevate all the humanity at this time. I'm asking Archangel Gabriel to come forward and bring wisdom to me and all other parents, to teach the youngings the truth and the wisdom that has been lost. The truth about nourishing our body, the truth about sun, the truth about rain, the truth about breath. I thank you today, Archangel Gabriel, for enlightening me with the right words to get through to anyone. I'm calling on Archangel Uriel to light up the hearts of people who have been feeling orphaned from God. Today I'm asking you humbly to visit all the homes of those who have forgotten and don't remember who they truly are. I'm asking you to remind them of their light. Remind them that they're love in God's essence. Whisper to them that they're always in God's presence if they choose to be. I thank you, Archangel Uriel, for bringing the light from the source to the steps of each and every home. I'm calling on Archangel Raphael to come and heal us now, to be our guide and to be our forces of healing here on earth. I'm asking you today to stand by me and support me in this great mission for healing hearts and other diseases, physical misalignments, protrusions, bulging discs, broken bones, varicose, arthritis, blindness, cancer, any and all blemishes that must not exist. I thank you today, Archangel Raphael, for your great help with opening my third eye, for showing me which problem person struggles the most. I'm grateful to have you on my side and serve with you. Thank you.
All
Yeah,
right.
thank you.
Thank you very much. So to everybody viewing, if you like the content today, please like, comment, subscribe. Otherwise, until next time, keep on exploring the edges of the unknown.